I get it when you're looking at turning that empty porch or the awkward space beside your back deck into something you actually want to spend time in. The idea of a sunroom kit feels both exciting and a little terrifying. You've probably Googled how to add a porch enclosure and seen 1,000 different options, some promising a full-blown glass enclosure and others a flimsy fabric cover that flaps in the wind. The hesitation is real. You don't want to pour money into a structure that leaks, fogs up, or looks cheap after a season or two, and you definitely don't want to end up with a half-assembled mess that you have to store in the garage. That's why I wanted to break down the Palram Canopia Sunroom Lean-To Solarium before you click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, what is this thing? Think of it as a prefabricated lean-to that you can bolt onto an existing porch, deck or patio entrance without hiring a contractor. The roof panels are made from 4mm twin-wall polycarbonate that's 100% UV protected, and the side walls are 3mm translucent acrylic, also UV protected and advertised as clear as glass. The frame is a heavy-duty resin that claims to be maintenance-free for years. There's a hinged side door for easy access and a roof vent that you can open on warm days to let hot air escape. In short, it promises a quick, low-maintenance way to extend your living space. Who should actually consider this? If you're a homeowner who already has a solid, level porch or deck and you want a semi-permanent enclosure that lets in daylight without the full weight of glass, this kit hits the sweet spot. It works especially well for people who use their outdoor space for things like a home office, a craft table, or a place to let the kids play while you keep an eye on them. The translucent walls let you see out, so you're not trapped in a box, but they also diffuse sunlight, which reduces glare on a laptop screen or a painting easel. If you live in a climate with moderate rain and want a shelter that can handle occasional storms without needing to be taken down, the polycarbonate roof holds up well. On the flip side, if you're after a fully insulated winter room, or you need a space that can double as a heated greenhouse, you'll probably be disappointed. The acrylic walls, while clear, are only 3mm thick and don't provide the insulation that double-pane glass does. In colder months you'll still feel the chill coming through, especially if the wind is blowing directly at the open side. Also, if your porch isn't already level or you're dealing with an uneven foundation, the kit can become a headache because the panels need a flat surface to sit on, otherwise you'll be fighting gaps that let water pool. Let's talk about the practical strengths that matter after you've unpacked the boxes. The biggest win for me is the speed of installation. The panels lock together with a simple snap-fit system, and the resin frame comes pre-drilled for the standard 24 mounting rails you'll find on most porches. I was able to get the whole thing up in a Saturday afternoon with a cordless drill and a couple of friends. That's a huge value point. Most comparable glass enclosures require a professional crew, which can run into the thousands. Because the polycarbonate is UV protected, you won't see the yellowing or brittleness that cheap plastics develop after a summer of sun. In my own backyard, the roof stayed crystal clear after 3 months of relentless Arizona sunshine, and the acrylic side panels didn't fog up like I'd seen on other budget enclosures. Airflow is another practical plus. The hinged side door and the roof vent work together to create a natural draft on warm days. I've used the space as a sunroom office during the summer, and by opening the vent while keeping the side door slightly ajar, the temperature inside stayed a few degrees cooler than the surrounding patio. That means you can enjoy the daylight without the space turning into an oven. Now, for the weaknesses. The first is the limited privacy. Since the side panels are translucent, you'll see silhouettes on the other side, and neighbors can see in during the night if you have interior lighting on. The solution is to add curtains or blinds, which isn't a huge deal but does add an extra step if privacy is a priority. The second drawback is the lack of a built-in drainage system. The polycarbonate roof is sloped, but any heavy rain will run down the panels and collect at the lower edge. If your porch floor is wood, you'll want to make sure there's a drip edge or a small gutter to direct the water away, otherwise you could end up with water spots or mild rot over time. Finally, the acrylic walls, while sturdy enough for everyday use, are prone to scratching if you accidentally drag a garden hose or a metal tool across.